Okay, well, it turns out I just got a message from the neighbor lady. There'll be no burning today because the township has just issued a burn ban, a complete burn ban. So we can't burn anything anymore until they lift that. We can't burn anything anymore. They do that when they think that there's a risk of causing a fire or whatever, like a big forest fire. They do that. So anyway, so it would be illegal to burn anything right now. So we'll go back at it whenever the burn ban is lifted. In the meantime, this little guy here, he got into a little bit of trouble because he went into the woods, which he's not supposed to do. Hey, you're not supposed to do that. At the end of my video there about his name and how he told me his name, I couldn't find him. And where was he? But he was in the woods. Now, he eventually came. I called him several times, and he eventually came, but that's where he was. He'd gone back into the woods. And I don't want him back there because I know that there's a fisher that lives back there, and his sister Muella was killed by a fisher the second night we were here, so I don't want any part of that. You know, I don't want anything like that happening to Rocky, too. It breaks my heart that it happened to Moo. Anyway, this is where we're at. Rocky is going to have to be retrained again like he has to be every year to stay out of the woods. So it probably means Rocky's going to have to serve some time in cat jail, unfortunately, which he hates. But I have to do this every year to break him of this thing he has of going into the woods. I didn't put him in cat jail right away this time, so there'd be no point doing it now because he wouldn't understand why I was doing it. But next time he goes into the woods, if he survives the ordeal, if he comes out alive, he's going straight to cat jail as soon as he comes out. And hopefully, after he has to go through that a few times, he'll get the idea. Basically, cat jail is I lock him in the camper, and he stays in the camper for the day. Yeah. So if he goes into the woods, that's the end of his freedom to wander for a day. And eventually he makes the connection in his mind. He realizes, hey, every time I go into the woods, that jackass locks me in the camper. So maybe I better not go in the woods anymore because he'll do that. He'll lock me in the camper, and I don't like that. Better to have the freedom to wander around in the immediate vicinity than to go into the woods and explore back there and then end up stuck in the camper for a day. So yeah, anyway, that's what happens when he goes into the woods. He has to go to cat jail. I should make him a little orange jumpsuit. Hey, should I make you an orange jumpsuit with numbers on it to wear when you're in cat jail? You're funny. You are. You're a funny little guy, and I love you. And the reason I do these things is because I don't want you to get killed like your sister did. I loved her too. I still love her. And I miss her every day. I don't want to miss you too. Nearly lost you on Sunday, Rocky. Yeah, I had to listen to his sister Muella being killed in the woods at 11:30 at night because she had wandered off and hadn't come back. And that's an awful thing. That's just an awful thing. I can't get those sounds out of my head. You know, to this day, I just remember how, well, anyway. Don't want to talk about it. The bottom line is this. Rocky cannot go through the same thing. It's bad enough she had to go through it, and I couldn't prevent that. But I'm going to prevent it this time. If there's any way possible, I'm going to. Even if it means that Rocky has to be kind of put out and uncomfortable for a while. Like I say, there's no point putting him in cat jail today because he would not understand why I'm doing it at this point. He'd think I was doing it because he was sitting on the table, which he's allowed to do. You pretty much have to give the punishment immediately after the event for the animal to understand, you know, if there's any hope of the animal knowing why you're doing it. Okay. Anyway, you can see my toast is toasting. Well, my bread is toasting. It's turning into toast. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. I won't be working today, but you know what? I won't be working today, but not for pay anyway. But I'll get some chores done around here that I need to do. The property owners here are good to let me camp here. They certainly don't have to do that for me, and they don't charge me any money. And so I do work around here, keeping things up. That's what I do. I do it on my own. I wasn't asked to do it, but it's just to try to contribute something back, you know, so I'm not just a big lump sitting here taking up space on their property. Anyway, my video